You're watching the Brother Henry and You Show.
Engaging. Informative. Inspirational.
Enjoy today's program.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Brother Henry and You Show. Hey guys, I hope that you enjoyed last week's talking about being who you are and who you were created to be. Today we're going to talk about part 2, and this is just the conclusion to becoming who that you were created to be, what God wants you really to be, and who you want to be yourself. I really want to emphasize, I'm going to do a little recap here in a minute, but I really want to emphasize to you guys of knowing your worth. I hope you guys are still doing the challenge. I hope you've been doing the challenge all week that says, you know, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I gave you that challenge to go to the mirror and say that to yourself over and over. And, you know, really what I'm telling you is, guys, it is a game changer for you. If you can grasp this, if you can get a hold of this, it is a 100% game changer in your life. I mean, guys, it is like, you need this. Ladies, you need this. And so today in part 2, I want to talk about a few different things, but I want to talk about your tribe. I want to talk about the people that you hang out with, the women you hang out with, or the men you hang out with, people that you hang out with every day. I want to, you know, those people have a huge impact because you become like those that you're around. And so I want you to, I say for this, if you saw my shirt, it says I'm somewhere between Proverbs 31 and Medea, there's me. That's true. But I laugh because I know my worth. But I want to talk to you guys about how super important it is to surround yourself with positive and encouraging people, okay? Because you become who you're around a lot, you're going to become like that. And so you have to really know your circle. When I say tribe, I mean you gotta know who's in your core. So, I have a lot of friends. I know a lot of people, but I have maybe this many right here in my hand, a very small amount of people that are in my core, that is my go-tos, that are my tribe, that are my encouragers, that are my supporters. These are my these are my homies. These are my Brother Henry. These are people that I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, whether it's good or bad, whether I'm facing a crisis or I'm not. I know 100% that these are people that I can go to and they have my back. They may tell me I'm being stupid or I'm being a moron, but they're going to love me no matter what. They're not going to be judgmental. They're not going to be hypocritical. These are my peeps. This is my core. This is the people that I need. And the crazy part about it is who I thought was my tribe was not actually my tribe, if that makes sense. All the people that I thought were in my tribe, and maybe you think, well, it's my family. If it is, that's awesome. Or maybe you think it's my church family. If it is, that's awesome. But for me, it was these people that I have very few, let me put it this way. I have maybe 2 that are actually blood family. The rest are not. And I literally, like I said, I have probably this many right here. That's it. 5 people, maybe. And, you know, God's added a few more, but I have some fantastic, like I said, absolutely fantastic people that I know are in my core, that no matter what, that I know that they have my back. And so it's super important, guys, to surround yourself with those positive people. These are your core. Like I said, they can anything that you want to tell them, you know that you can tell them and they'll have your back. And, you know, you guys may not always agree on things, but in the end, no matter what, decision that you choose or the things that you choose to do, they are there for you. I mean, they are there. They bring you stuff. If you're sad, they bring it. And, it's sad. Most women think they need to, I'm gonna use it like this. Most women think that they need to compete with one another. Ladies, no. You don't have to compete. I don't even understand why do you need to compete? I mean, why? What's the point? What's the purpose? That is like, you're going to make yourself miserable. If all you do is spend your whole entire life trying to compete with somebody else, you're going to make yourself absolutely miserable. And so, this is probably one of my favorite sayings, and I love it so much. And it says that fix another woman's crown, okay? Go and fix another woman's crown without telling the world, everyone out there, that it's crooked, okay? Go and fix her crown. And, I always say, if you want to do something, and I'm gonna say this a little differently. Maybe you want to, you say, I just feel something in me right now. I want to be something different. I want to do something different. Maybe it's career-wise. First of all, I'm going to tell you to seek God and get on your face and seek God and see what He wants for you. But the second one I'm going to tell you is that, maybe you're saying, I'd like to change my hair color. Okay. I'm saying maybe you should consult with your husband. You don't have to. If I want to do something, I don't consult with mine. I just go do it. Okay. But if you feel like that out of respect that you want to consult him, if he says no, okay, well, I'm just going to say I would do it anyways. That's me. I'm not telling you to do that. Do not listen. I'm just saying that I know what I want. I know what I want to do. So I'm not being disrespectful in any way, but I know my worth. I know what I want to do. It's going to make me feel better. And many years ago, I had done kids ministry for, it's probably been 20 plus years, 22 plus years that I'd done kids ministry. In doing the kids ministry, I began to figure out, which was crazy, who I was, like who God was using me to be. We would dress up in crazy, silly characters, and little by little, my personality began to come out. My crazy side, my wild side, all of these things began to come out by being able to dress up in those characters. And it came to the point that I'm like, I like this. I'm content with, okay, I'm a little crazy. It opened up a whole new door for me of things, but it was never about, don't compete with somebody else. You will be so miserable. I see so many times that we should be building, as women, we should be building each other up. We should be encouraging each other. I had a lady the other day, I don't even know who she was, and I was kind of having one of those off days. I'm walking down the aisle, and she says, I just want to tell you look fabulous today. And I'm like, okay, where did that even come from? Somewhere, even no matter what she was going through, she found something positive. She found something encouraging to say to another woman. And it totally blessed my day. Like, we had a little conversation there and super sweet, but it totally blessed me. We've got to be who another woman needs, who, there's so many guys. It breaks my heart right at this moment because I know that so many of you are struggling. You're struggling with anxiety. You're struggling with fear. You're struggling with depression. So many of you guys are struggling so hardcore. And I ask you to write down why, what caused, or what struggles have caused you to become depressed, or why are you so discontent and where you're at with yourself. But I just want to think about this. I know I'm talking to somebody right now. I know that I'm speaking to someone that you are just not content with who you are. You're just not happy where you're at. What is it that you want to do? Because you can be anything that you want to be. You can do anything that you want to do. I know that some of you maybe grew up in, maybe you didn't have a great relationship with your father. Maybe you didn't have a father figure in your life or an example of that in your life. Maybe you lived with a parent that was so terrible to you that it wasn't even funny. Maybe you were in a bad relationship that was so toxic that words, there's life and death in it, and the words hurt you. They cut you so deep. Let me tell you something. Yes, I'm getting up in the camera. Let me tell you, those people do not determine your worth. Those people do not get to say who you are. You get to make the choice. It's all up to you. God gives us choices, okay? He tells us that. He made it very clear. He gives us choices. But you are the one that gets to make the choice. No one gets to make it for you. They don't get to determine your worth at all. No one does. You're the only one. You get to decide what you want to be, who you want to be, how you want to be. No one gets to say who or what, or it blows my mind because, we had talked about or about having confidence before. When you get a really good grasp of this, guys, a woman that knows her worth, okay, hear me, a woman that knows her worth is a dangerous one. Because that's when no one can use you, no one can play you, they can't hurt you, and you know what? You become a threat. You become a threat. I've seen it over and over. When you realize your confidence level, when you realize who you are and your self-worth, you become dangerous because you become a threat. You become a threat to other people. Not you're physically threatening them, but you know who you are. And you become a threat. So there's another one I want to also talk to you guys about, and that is time. And we've heard people say time is of the essence. Seems like that most of us women, or a lot of us, are in fast mode. Like I talked about earlier, that's either through sports or, we got kids we're taking to school, or our day is packed. And let me just say, if you're a mom and you homeschool your kid, I can't even tell you, I couldn't do it. Like, I so admire you guys for being able to do that, to stay home and homeschool your kids. Like, that's huge. But everyone in that was, like I said, was created differently. Some of us are created to be singers. Some of us are created to do talk shows. Some of us are created to speak in public. Some of us are created to be crafty. I'm not the crafty mom, by the way, not getting the Mom of the Year award for that. But there's so many things that all of us have different abilities and different talents for, that we can come together and help one another in those things. But I often find that as we're doing these things everyday basis, and this can apply to men too, we don't take time for ourselves, and we come into burnout. We're in burnout mode. I mean, we're gone. We're cranky, crabby, hateful. We're hateful to people we don't even know, to our kids. It's like, don't talk to me. First of all, I always say you got to spend time in your word. I believe that truly. But, you got to find your thing that helps you. You got to find that thing, maybe it's like, literally, you're so exhausted, you're so tired, you're running on literal fumes. You're running on fumes. And so you got to find that thing that is going to help you the most. And, maybe that is like, I just need a timeout. I just need to take a deep breath and breathe, because nothing's a big deal. Well, sometimes, but nothing's a big deal. We make our own schedule, guys. We get to pick and choose what we do. If our kids are going to be in 50 different sporting things, we get to choose what those things are. And so it's entirely up to us. It's all about the choice again, where, the choice of, am I going to make the choice to be who I'm going to be? Am I going to make the choice to trust God? Am I going to make the choice to pray and ask Him to help me to overcome my insecurities? Because I want to be that woman. I want to be that self-confident, empowering woman that empowers other people. And so if we don't make time, and maybe that's like, what? Listen, I've had a rough day. The kids fought in the car all the way home. That's been the story of my life lately. you say, I just need a coffee break. I need to go sit outside. I just need to drink a cup of coffee. Or maybe you're the one that says, you know what, I need a spa day. I need to go to the salon. You know, you have to take time to make you better. You have to take time to help you in what you're doing. And, you know, on your hard days, I want you guys to realize this. For those of you that are battling right now, you're battling depression or whatever it is, on your hard days, when you think to yourself, no one cares, no one is coming, and then all of a sudden you hear this voice that says, you are loved. I am with you always. You are my child. Okay? You adjust your crown and you carry on. You're going to fix that crown and you're going to carry on. And sometimes you have to adjust that crown and remind people who they're dealing with and that you're a child of the one true God. I mean, come on, you got to adjust that crown. And the moment you feel like that you have to prove yourself to someone or prove your worth, for me personally, that's literally the moment that I'm going to be like, bye. I'm going to literally turn and walk off. I know that sounds really harsh. That sounds really rude. But you can't be around toxic. Toxic is not going to help you. Toxic is not, especially if you're already struggling, toxic is not going to fix you. And you have to surround yourself with those people. Listen to me. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. I used to tell my little kids in ministry this all the time. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. It only matters what you do. You're the only one that's going to be held accountable. It doesn't matter to anybody else. And like I said before, those people don't get to determine your worth. You are the only one that gets to make the choice who you want to be. Who you want to be. A very sweet lady had told me, it's been a few years ago, that she was going through a divorce at the time. But yet she walked around and she had this, you know, it's kind of like a smile on her face, and she was, I'm just looking at her in amazement. And she looked at me and said this very thing. I know my worth. That was huge. She said, I know my worth. She knew her worth. I mean, guys, if you can grasp it, again, it is a game changer in your life. It is a huge help. If we become so stressed out, again, for ladies, but for men too, if we become so stressed out in life, what happens is it begins to physically affect our life. It begins to physically affect our bodies. And we all know that Brother Henry loves his fried chicken, but doctor literally said this. He said, you can have five big buckets of fried chicken, greasy fried chicken, and you can have stress. And he said, stress will kill you faster. That's pretty, guys, you got to de-stress. You got to declutter. You got to figure out who you are, who you want to be, because it will destroy you faster than you think if you're stressed. And maybe you just, like I said, maybe you need a day at the spa. Maybe you just need that cup of coffee. Maybe you just need to go meet with one of your core friends, your tribe friends, and say, I just need a day. It doesn't have to cost money. It doesn't have to do these things. But I want to, before I finish this up, I want to read this to you guys today. And this is called, God was working really, really hard late on the 6th day. And an angel came by and said, God's creating woman here. And the angel says, God, why are you spending so much time on her? And the Lord answered, have you seen all the specifications I have to meet to shape her? And she must function in all kinds of situations. She must be able to embrace several kids at one time. She must have a hug that can heal anything from a bruised knee to a broken heart. She must do all these things with only 2 hands. She cures herself when sick, and she can work 18 hours a day. The angel was impressed. Just 2 hands, impossible. And this is the standard model, the angel asked. But you have made her so soft, she says, Lord. But I have made her strong. You can't imagine what she can endure and overcome. The Lord answered, not only can she think, she can reason, and she can negotiate. And the angel, she touched her cheeks. Lord, it seems this creation is leaking. You have put too many burdens on her. She's not leaking, he said. It's a tear. The Lord corrected the angel. What's it for? Asked the angel. The Lord said, tears are her way of expressing grief, her doubts, her love, her loneliness, her suffering, and her pride. This made a big impression on the angel. She said, Lord, you are a genius. You thought of everything. A woman is indeed marvelous. The Lord said, indeed she is. She has strength to amaze a man. She can handle trouble and carry heavy burdens. She can hold happiness, love, and opinions. She makes smiles when she feels like screaming. She sings when she feels like crying. She cries when she's happy, and she laughs when she's afraid. She fights for what she believes in. Her love is unconditional. Her heart is broken when next of kin or friend dies, but she finds strength to get on with life. The angel asks, so she's a perfect being? The Lord replies, no, she has just one drawback. She often forgets what she's worth. I just want to encourage you today to, guys, know your worth. Know what God has created you to be. If you can see yourself, if He created you in His image, see yourself how that He sees you. If you can see yourself how God, He's looking at it going, this is my perfect creation.
Hi, my name's Heather. Thank you for watching the Brother Henry and You show today. If you've enjoyed the show today, visit us at facebook.com/The Brother Henry and You show. Thank you for watching and have a blessed day.